Welcome to episode 1 of the competitive CTF survival guide featuring Rude Awakening. You guys may have heard of them from previous Titanfall PC CTF tournaments. This video is going to be basically a guide going through how to play offense for your team. So how to attack enemy bases, how to pull flags, how to run flags, how to cap flags, how to actually score points for your team and make a difference positively for your team without just being a bullet sponge and dying a lot. Alongside with me is going to be Ra-Thundercats and Ra-Vespillo. Hope you guys enjoy the video. It's going to be very long, but you're going to learn a whole lot of stuff about offense. It's going to really help you up your game. So we'll catch you guys after the break. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys.
Alright, Frothy, what do you want to talk about?
Basically just wanted to go over just like offense in general, like, you know, like when to pull flags, why you should pull flags, like where everyone else should be positioned, because it's like, it seems to be like it's a lot of, it's based a lot around like where mid is at, right? Like how mid is controlling the map, like not so much as how good of a runner you are. Like, you need to be good, you need to be able to do your routes, but like, you know, you could just be any jockey who's kind of somewhat fast. As long as your mid is like, you know, doing their job, then your run is going to work. So I guess just talk about like, you know, just awareness in general, like, you know, like what good practices do you usually do to you know, maintain awareness of the map? Like, are you listening to comms? You know, which comms are important to you, which are less important, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the communication with your teammates. So you'll get in position to pull a flag, and you know, you'll just ask your teammates, I'm ready to pull, what's going on? You guys may be in position, cover, which side can I pull to? You know, it's about talking about it and actually not just grabbing the flag and going, oh, I'm going this way, cover me. Obviously that's not going to work. You're just going to die if you don't know where your teammates are.
Yep.
Not pulling through spawn, all that stuff. So it's major communication with your team, trying to figure out where they are, what's most clear, are they in a position? Because there's times when I'm like, hey, I'm ready to pull, what's going on? And they're like, dude, we're fighting a bunch of Titans, you need to get off that flag, come back and help us. And so that's when I'll go back out into the field and try to clear a few players off mid, maybe radio a Titan, play like a mid role rather than just, oh, I gotta just pull flags until I fucking die, and that doesn't work.
So, do you guys rely on your, like, not just the regular minimap, but do you use, like, the full screen minimap? Like, do you ever utilize that to, like, really get a good advantage of, you know, where people are at and, you know, where you should be moving or pulling or wherever to?
I don't. I use the minimap quite a bit, but I think that you have to get to a point where, like he was saying, especially in pugs, you don't know anything about your slayers on your team, right? You don't know where people are going to be. It's a bit different when you've been on a team for a long time. You can kind of predict what your mid players are doing. Then you can use the minimap a lot more, keep the comms clear. So in that case, yeah, I'll just look at the minimap, and you should be able to get enough of an idea of like when people are dying and where your mid players are especially, and that will give a lot of the situation away of like what you need to do. One of the things I want to say is what I see a lot is kind of like what Ves was saying, is people just, I think they either get excited or they just don't care. You know, you get like a really fast run to the flag, you're ready to pull it, and they just pull it. They don't care what's going on, they just want to get out of there as fast as possible.
Yep.
And if you watch like a lot of the better flag runners, I mean, if you've ever watched my stream or watched any of my clips, you'll see that, yeah, I'll get to the flag really fast, and then I'll either run in, kill a couple people and die, or just sit behind their base and just wait for a second and talk to people. You don't have to be going fast all the time. Being patient is a big part of it.
Yep.
I do use that larger map. I have it bound to my mouse for.
Ooh, that's nice.
I like it. I've been using it more and more lately. So yeah, I do like to use that just to kind of get a overall position of where everybody is. So yeah, I find it handy. It's harder to use it in game because when you're sitting in somebody's base ready to pull, you obviously don't want to look at it. But like off a fresh spawn, just to get an idea of where everybody is, where they're going, I find it pretty helpful. So I've been using it more and I like it.
I use it every now and then. I mean, I think you were in the pugs last night, Frothy, where Wu-Tang was just holding the flag way out in the boonies of Nexus, so
yep.
Yeah, I used it then because I just had no, like, I didn't understand what was happening. And it's really nice because, you know, obviously your teammates will show up all the time, so that kind of showed me, hey, they're going to chase him this way, so maybe I can go the complete opposite way and it'll be free, just that kind of thing. I mean, that's like an extreme example, but
Yeah.
it does come up.
Then what about the kill feed? Like, are you guys always like looking at your kill feed, just trying to say like, okay, you know, I know Senpai got a kill, I know he's located here and he killed this person, so I know this area is going to be clear. Like, do you ever get that meta with it, or like, do you not even really look at it at all?
You use it mainly to tell when to pull. So like if you get 3 or 4 kills, then yes, I'll get real hyped up and start shouting, it's time to pull, we just got 4 kills, we need to go before the respawn kicks in. So yes, it's very important to watch that, to know how many players are alive out on the field. Anything that you can pay attention to in-game that's going to give you an idea of when to pull, when we're ready to move into position is going to help. So absolutely, if the kill feed just goes crazy, then we start yelling, we need to get a pull, we need to go, we need to hurry up, we need to get in position. And so yeah, if nobody's in position, then they can call back, hey, that was a bunch of kills on our side of the base, we're not in position. Then we need to know, then we know, okay, we need to get another round of kills, they're going to respawn, they're going to be back up, they're all going to be in their base. Got to kill them all over again. If we do, it's time for a pull. If we get killed and our kill feed goes off and we lose a bunch of players, then we need to regroup, come back, and try it again.
Yeah, one other thing too is kind of tying that in to the mini-map awareness. It's like, say I'm sitting over here at their base, right? And so we know that their spawn is going to be over somewhere behind Angel Apartments in that area. If mid's really heavy and mech gets a triple kill, and you're like, well, shit, I don't want to run right through mid because I know there's a lot of guys there. Well, there's 3 guys that aren't there, and if you try to go away from it, you're just going to be closer to their spawn. So you really got to pay attention to the kill feed. You know, those red dots might be outdated. Like, if you see some firing going on, you might just have to run through it and trust that your teammates are going to kill somebody and that they're going to spawn behind you. So
yeah,
that's kind of important, you know, tying that into, do we have the map advantage? What buildings do we have control over? Because, you know, if you guys have Star and say B-Dom, and then you're likely going to be able to take some kind of advantage, in which case running right through them might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, and to talk about that map domination, a lot of it also is just playing together with your teammates and knowing which buildings they're going to be on most of the time. A lot of that doesn't come down to communication. That comes with, well, I know that, you know, Kush is going to be on this mid building on this map. I know he likes to play this cluster of buildings. And so if he gets a bunch of kills, we kind of know, a lot of times where those kills are, just because I know how he plays. If Doc's getting a bunch of kills, well, he's on defense. We got to pull back and help him out, because that means too many people are coming through the middle. So yeah, you can use all that information.
So now, like, one thing that you guys were kind of bringing up before was spawning. So, like, spawn points and everything. So, do you guys actually, you go through on every map and, like, you evaluate, you know, here's where the spawn points are on this map in this situation versus this situation, you know, on this spawn versus that spawn, you know, or team versus team, rather, you know, where the spawns all are. So, you, like, are you guys aware of where all the spawn points are? And, you know, do you just, like, study to use that to your advantage?
Me, definitely not. Basically what you can pay attention to is just where you spawn initially on the map, and basically just your flag bases. There's a couple spawns throughout the middle. I don't think it really helps you to know those specifically. I mean, I guess there are some situations when it might, but like that example I was given before, you know that if you're over on this side of the map, they're probably going to spawn somewhere around Angel Apartments, right? And there's 2 ways you can go from the base. It's Angel Apartments or Canal, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you don't need to know exactly where it is. It's nothing like getting that detailed as like, okay, this dude he spawned on the top floor of Angel Apartments, so I need to. You know, it's nothing like that detailed. It's just general kind of area. And just making sure that you're going to cut off line of sight, really. I don't know, do you pay attention to spawns, Vesp? I really don't.
Just in the fact that, you know, I don't want to pull into their spawn, because obviously
right.
Their spawn, 3 guys show up, and you're going to get a face full of heartmates. So it's like you said, it's the general areas is all you really need to know. The problem with spawns in this game is that if somebody on your team is near the enemy spawn or is looking at it, they will block those spawns and they'll push them out of position. So you do have to be careful to make sure that nobody on your team is blocking the spawns that the flag runners are going to go through, because otherwise they're going to spawn on top of the flag runners and that's going to cause problems. But yeah, there's a lot of different spawns in this game and they move according to where you are. So you know, if I'm on the wrong side of the map, I'm going to push the other team's spawn into my teammates, and so you don't want to do that, obviously. But running certain routes, there's a lot of maps where you can only run one route because the spawns are kind of crazy. Specifically on Angel City, there's on one side of this map, spawns happen like surrounding the base. There's like 3 different spawns, and it can happen on any side of the base. So knowing where your players are and not running into the spawns to block the wrong spawns or the right spawns is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good example for this map. Is like most of the time they're gonna spawn over on Angel Apartments or around that area behind their base kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're doing it right at the beginning, we can talk about that later, but you're probably never gonna pull and then run like up across Upmar and then go back to like Outer Market. I mean, there's times when you can. For example, at the beginning of the game, obviously everybody's still gonna be alive, and if you're gonna try and get a quick cap, you can go that way, and it can be pretty useful. But when people are dying all the time, you're gonna want to try and just avoid their spawns in general, really.
Yeah, and on the opposite side of the map, Star Building is a spawn, the Ribbed Building is a spawn, and the Outer Market is a spawn. So literally there's a 360-degree circle around the flag stand where spawns can happen. And so being in the right position to block certain spawns and then, you know, run the flag the correct way is pretty important.
Yeah, but I would say that that's something that you should get comfortable with later. Work on more communicating with your team first. I mean, that's kind of like, at least for me, that's kind of like a minor detail. Just make sure, obviously make sure you know where they initially spawn, so you're not running into like 6 people. But, you know, work on a couple routes and then just work on, hey, when's a good time to pull it, and then you'll start seeing that you're capping a lot more. Worry about the spawns later.
Yeah, so the general takeaway is just communication, basically.
Yeah. One tip of advice that I had was, like, don't, like, get too excited. Don't poop yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I noticed last night, you know, we had player A on offense, did terrible. Player B on defense, doing pretty darn good. And then we decided to switch them. Then player B is doing terrible on offense, and then player A is doing really good on defense. So it's like, I think people just get like, there's sort of like a nerve thing, or like they just think that they have to pull it all the time. And really, I don't think that you should have 2 flag runners. You have 2 offense players, so you're never gonna, like me and Vesp, usually Vesp will pull the flag, right, and I'll cover him.
Yeah.
Until that happens, we're not just pulling the flag, we're going in and we're slaying, just like our mid players. We're killing people, we're killing people, waiting for a good time for that to happen. So, I mean, and that's, obviously that comes with practice. It is really hard when they have good mid players and whatever, but you do it long enough and then you get to the point where you're actually going positive and you have flag caps, and that's when you know you're doing things right. And yeah, it's going to take you a long time to get to that point, but slaying is just as important. Titan kills are even more important when you're on offense, so
yeah, so
something
like,
to keep in mind.
Yeah, that brings up another thing that at least personally, I've been kind of like learning myself lately, is that, yeah, like just like what you just said with like having 2 guys on offense, you only really want to have 1 runner, and you want to kind of designate who's going to be the, like, you know, the primary puller and who's going to just be there like for cover and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's kind of how I've been trying to play Pugs lately, is if I'm on offense and I have one other person, and I'll be like, okay, you other person who's on offense with me, you're pulling and you're running, I'm going to just run an interdiction and I'm just going to slay. If you die, then it's going to be my job to continue your run, but I'm going to do everything I can to keep you alive and cover you when we decide the time is right to pull. And that's been working really, really well.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you were to ask me in Vest is the puller, and I protect him most of the time because he is faster than me. So, we've kind of gotten it down to where I do a pretty good job of protecting him just because I know all of his routes. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that's really important. And again, you're not going to see that in pugs, unfortunately, but it is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, that's kind of like part of like that it factor for like, when you're playing it's like an organized team in a tournament as opposed to just in a pug, is like suddenly like flag caps are happening in like really ridiculous ways, and like they just seem like so well defended, and like and it's like they happen so fast you almost don't even know what happens sometimes. And that's got to be a big part of it, is when you have two offense guys working together who know each other really well and can make that happen, because it's not going to happen in pugs usually unless the two offense guys happen to get together.
Buddy system OP, man.
Yeah.
Buddy system OP.
Yeah, so I guess that's another thing that we should talk about is just routes in general. Like, I mean, like I have like said in the past, I'm generally opposed to like running like predetermined routes a lot of the times. I mean, I understand that they're good and you ought to be running them like to go fast, but in real games it doesn't work that way a lot of times. A lot of times you have to modify them to better accommodate mid to keep you alive, or say for example like two guys, like you make a bad pull, right, and a couple of guys are respawning right in front of you, and you gotta run some stupid shit just to try and not die to them. So like the ability to read your terrain and like actually just kind of adjust what you're doing to put walls between you and the enemy and just keep yourself alive is oftentimes a lot more important than even making forward progress sometimes. I don't know, would you guys agree with that, or am I just describing
I would say
it can be the case. A lot of times though, like most of my routes at this point are all predetermined. So if I mess those routes up, typically that the other team's going to be on me. They're I'm not going to mess up a route and get away with it and still score unless we just have so much dominant map control that it's just absurd. That's the only time you're actually going to get away with it. So I do very little improvisation just with flag runs, middle of the run. Most of my routes are just the same old predetermined routes that I run most of the time. It's just I'm pulling at a proper time when I know I can get away with it and I know I can go. So there are times when people know the routes and they'll throw some arc mines right on your route. That's when you have to choose a different route, maybe one that's a little slower or one that goes around a bit more. But once you mess up the route, a lot of times that means you're pretty much going to die.
Yep.
Even if you have a really good backup in mind, or if you can recover from it, it just takes too long to recover from it most of the time. So I do tend to stick to some predetermined routes and can only get away with the improv when I've got really, really, really good cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we're talking about predetermined routes, we aren't just talking about like, hey, this is the like legitimately fastest thing on the map, right? We're talking about speed versus cover. I mean, that route I just showed you, again, it's not the fastest thing on the planet, but there's a lot more cover than just say, taking that stupid suicide mid route that you can do.
Yeah, no question that the covered routes are far, far preferable to the fast routes.
And there's definitely going to be, there's always going to be some improv. I know you say that you stick to mostly predetermined routes, but like Frothy said, there's going to be points when you either like you didn't pull the flag from the stand and you're picking it up after somebody else dropped it, and then like Titan just fell in front of you or something like that. I mean, it happens all the time. So you're gonna, I mean, I would say I probably do a lot more improv than Vest just because I'm bad or like crazier than him or something. I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely something that is worth getting good at. And like you were saying about forward progress, one of my favorite examples we can go look at a little bit later if you want is on Smuggler's Cove. Is you get in one of the buildings by your base, people are arc grenading the crap out of you because they either don't have line of sight or you're out of range, or it's just easier to kill you with an arc grenade. So you go in the building, you stop for a second, you wait, you let your teammates spawn. They're gonna spawn right by you because you're already close enough to the base, and then you can take it safely. So it's really, it all comes back to the map control and awareness. So
Okay, so I guess we've been talking a lot about like actually pulling flags, like when to pull them correctly and how to run them well. How about actually like finishing your run? You know, actually like getting like that final cap and actually putting it back on the stand. Because a lot of times, that's one of the hardest parts of the run is actually getting the flag capped. You know, you'll be running your route and a couple of guys died, you know, right before you pulled it, and they're going to be respawning and they're just doing everything they can to get their ass into your base and interdict you from actually getting that final cap. So, like, I guess, like, what are your guys' strategies for actually dealing with that? Like, you know, are you trying to play very cautiously and, like, you know, you end your route before the flag stand and you're like, okay, I got to my power position where I can wait to cap it and here's what you guys need to do to clear it for me, or what goes through your head? How does that work?
Leave that up to defense. You just die when they're close to your base and let them figure it out.
As funny as it sounds, that's my exact
That
answer.
happens a lot.
You can't, like, there's, like, this map, you're coming from this street. If you're gonna cap here,
Yep.
there's not a whole lot you can do to save yourself from the arc grenades and from the people. Like, a cluster will just eat you. Like, you can't do much.
Yeah.
All you can do is just tell your team, like, I'm ready to, like, I'm getting back. You guys need to collapse on our base. Or, like, you'll hear me say a lot if I'm on a Titan. I'm not getting off this Titan until all 6 of you are in our base. Or
there.
at least, like, a few of us. Yeah, a few of, exactly. I mean, you can go on YouTube and figure out why. But, you know, it's just, you have to make sure that your team is, like, collapsing on your base and really making sure that it's clear. And that's, I mean, that's just what you got to do. You just got to say, hey, get your ass back to the base, or I'm not capping it. That's because if they don't, you're gonna die, and you're not gonna cap it anyway, right? So.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, none of your flag runs end before you're actually standing on that peg, and you're still at 100%, you know, or 600 speed when you're hitting that flag peg. So, but I mean, if somebody hits you with a 40 mil, they can knock you off the route. Cluster can knock you off the route. An
Yep.
arc grenade blowing up in front of you will slow you down.
Yep.
So pretty much
That's the
anything in
worst.
this game that can explode will slow down your route and will stop you from running at faster speed.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely, I mean, a lot of times you're just hoping that your cover is good and that somebody's going to block a 40 mil or throw their Titan in front of another Titan or get a good punch off so that the other Titan can't shoot you. But when it comes down to it, a lot of times you just have to say, all right, I'm getting hit, I'm down, flag's down, you know, you call out where it is,
Yeah.
even though everybody has a big marker in front of their screen, just calling out that you're down and where the flag is, you know, can help, because
Yeah,
a lot of times a mid guy may not be looking at you. They may be looking at shooting somebody, and you got to say, hey, it's down right there, so they can immediately turn around, find it, pick it up, and do the route and finish it off. Because there's definitely been games where we've ended, and the score can be something crazy like 4-0, which is looks like a dominant game, and I have no flag caps. Or Cats has no flag caps, and just our mid and D are the ones with all the flag caps.
Yeah.
So that's the way it just goes sometimes.
And it might be worth mentioning one more time is, you know, if Vespa's running, I'm not running. I'm slower than him, and I'm protecting him. So if all goes well there, you know, say he gets naded, like, right there. So I'm going to be right behind him, kill the guy who just naded him, and I'm going to have my stem up still. So I'll likely live and be able to finish that up. And that happens, like, so much, dude. That one game on Overlook, it was like a 6-0 pug, and I pulled all 6 flags, and I capped 0 of them, but they all got capped.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I should send you a clip of a tournament, one of the earlier tournaments against Rep's team, where it was probably the slowest run in history, and it was on corporate, and I got it all the way there. Had to wait out a cluster missile, just literally standing there waiting for a cluster missile to run out from the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
Got it close, and then another cluster missile comes up and kills me 2 feet from the flag stand, and somebody else caps it.
Yep.
I'd literally gotten 6 kills on the way with the flag. It was a crazy run, so I'll send you that. Maybe you can just show that as an extra clip, but
Absolutely.
that happens.
You know, one thing to note about being on a Titan back and running the flag is trust your instincts about getting off sometimes. Because I've been told to get off, and I'm like, no, it's not secure.
Yeah.
I am staying safe.
Yeah,
like-
getting over anxious to that last second can kill you a lot.
Yeah.
The opposite's also true. Like, if it's not safe and you're gonna die, sometimes you just gotta Jesus take the wheel it.
Yeah, that happens
Do
too. Sometimes you got to do it. Like, and that brings up another thing that I was just about to bring up. Like, I've been in a couple situations. Actually, they usually happen on Angel City here when I'm going into the IMC base, actually. Is like, you know, the base will seem clear, and everyone's like, no, there's 1 or 2 guys left in there, like, don't go, don't go. And I'm like, dude, you just killed 4 of them. Like, there's 1 or 2 left. Like, even if they kill me, like, we have enough people that even if they kill me, you should be able to stop them from the return and finish it. Like, we need to do this now before they all respawn and collapse on us again. And I've gone for it, and a lot of times it'll work. And that kind of... It's an interesting kind of topic because sometimes the runner, you know, who's riding on a Titan wants to YOLO it and just be like, okay, this is what needs to happen, and they just do it. But other times, like if I'm like being the adjunct, I'm the Titan, right? I'm trying to watch the battlefield and like basically like my goal is once I have a flag runner on my back and I'm at the base, my entire goal is to watch the base and look at every corner and make sure that it's available like for the runner to get in there, like make sure that it's clear, and I'm telling them to wait on my call. Like let me call when you go in. And a lot of times, like, you know, when they get over anxious, they die, and it's like, dude, I told you, like, wait for me, like, let me tell you when, and they don't go. But, you know, a lot of times it also happens where I was wrong, and, you know, they say, no, fuck you, Frothy, I'm going to go in and do it anyways, and it works. So it's a really weird kind of, like, subject, I guess, and that's something that I struggle with a lot in trying to figure out, you know, what's the right way to go about that.
The best advice for that is just do it. If you feel like it's good and you're ready to go, just do it. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to die and you go, okay, in that situation I was wrong. Look at it, kind of analyze the situation, go, okay, this is why I was wrong. And then you can look out for that specific thing next time. It doesn't matter if you know, maybe you'll lose a flag cap or 2, but getting that experience and learning why those things happen and trying to be able to look back and go, okay, this is why I was wrong, or this is why I was right, that's just going to help you in the future to better analyze the situation, try to figure out where you're at. Yeah. So the best advice is if you really feel like you're good to go, just go. Just do it. Yeah. Just get in there. And then if you're wrong, and you'll figure it out and you'll get better, you know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And that's another thing, you know, it might be a good idea, bring this same question up when you do the defense video. Spoiler alert. But, it's really, you're going to rely on the skill and map awareness of your defense players a lot. And like he was saying also, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but, you know, you're a flag runner, or I should say you're an offense player. You're going to die a lot, man. Just name of the game.
Yep. That's another topic I wanted to talk about too, is dying. So on offense, you're going to be dying a lot. And one thing that I've been trying to do recently is try to meet out who I'm dying to, right? So, like, I'm trying to die to pilots as little as I possibly can, but if I die to a Titan, I really don't care. Because, like, they already have their Titan up. I don't care about them getting a core, really, but I don't want someone to drop a fresh Titan. I absolutely do not want that to happen. So, like, that's kind of been, like, my, like... I don't know if mantra is not the right word, but I guess like that's kind of been the thing that I've been trying to focus on too, is just meeting out who I die to. Like if I'm dying to Kush a lot and I know Kush is in a certain area of the map, it's like, all right, I'm just going to stop going there because either A, our mid isn't doing a job of controlling him, or B, I'm just a scrub and I just suck and I'm losing over and over and I'm giving him free Titan time. I need to stop feeding. I mean, do you guys ever like pay attention to like stuff like that too, or?
Yeah, deaths in the beginning of the game are a lot more, I guess, valuable. Well, not valuable. I say deaths. Kills in the beginning of the game are more valuable, obviously, because those are going towards your Titan. The sooner the opposing team has their Titan, the worse off you are. So, in the beginning of the game, you want to save that life. You want to keep it, you know, extremely careful. That's why, like Katz was saying earlier, well, he'll go to the base. He'll get there fast, but then he'll start to play it extremely slow because those deaths are going to just go towards giving your team, the enemy team, more control later on in the game once they get those Titans down. Yeah. So yes, in the beginning of the game, you do not want to die, and it only takes about 5 to 6 kills to totally finish off a Titan, you know, or to cool down your Titan to have it ready. So if you can get 6 kills like in the first 30 seconds of the game or something like that, you'll have a Titan extremely fast. And that's what happens a lot of times with, you know, teams where, like, if we're going up against Rep's team, he gets those kills really quick, he's going to have a Titan really quick, and he's going to have enough coverage on his teammates that you're not going to be able to take that Titan down, and they're going to get that control super quick. So we always have to be very cautious of that. I'd rather not get any caps or even flagpole attempts in the beginning of the game and get a bunch of kills and have that Titan ready to go.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, you know, you just got to get pulls, you just got to get attempts, you just got to get flag runs in.
Yeah.
Just for, you know, statistics' sake, just to get those pulls to see if you can make something happen.
Yeah. It's like a lot of times, like I will definitely notice that too. Like when I'm playing on offense, you know, and if I have a good rollout, right, and I predict, okay, Kush is going to be here, I kill Kush, and then I can push forward. I'm like, okay, Vela's going to be here, or Vespa's going to be there, or Thundercats is running this way on Colony. I know he's going to be right there, or I know Senpai likes to camp me in this corner, and I get like, you know, a couple, 2, 3 kills, and my Titan's already ready to go, like, and I'm like the first one ready on both teams, you know, like, and if I have a second offense guy with me, I can warp fall it right in their base if I have a nice spot, and we have a Titan right on your flag already. So like, it's really powerful if you are able to meet that out properly. But it's very risky too, I guess. So you might just end up dying a lot too.
It can be. You just got to be careful with that Titan, because if you go up in the enemy base and you get hit with 6 arc grenades, just lost your Titan.
Well, yeah,
so
I mean,
it's really important as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's about doing it the right way too. I mean, you know, there are spots you can drop and spots you can sit inside a building or whatever where you're gonna be safe. Like they're not gonna nade you. Like you're gonna be okay to get in. It's just a matter of, you know, them wrecking you like as you leave that dome shield is usually the problem. But you know, once they're all looking at you like that, then your mids can push up and, you know, just kill them off and you're good. So
Absolutely.
Back to the kind of original question, I just had something I wanted to add in real quick. So about rushing in and, you know, the importance of a death, whatever. You know, like he was saying, like we've kind of touched on, is I get to the base really, really quick and then I play it slow. Well, one of the things that is even more important than not dying is, say I get to the base first, the enemy base, and what I'll do is go around to the back of their mid and climb up the building the same way they did, right? So they're looking at mid, and then I'm behind them.
Yep.
And a lot of times, you know, your offense, you're supposed to be faster than most people. They're not going to be expecting you. Really good example of that on Cove again. I can show you if we want to make some clips about it or whatever. But it's just if you kill 2 people on mid and then die, well, that was way worth it. I mean, yeah, your death sucks, but you just gave your mid players a huge advantage by taking out 2 of them. You just got huge map control, at least for a few seconds. So that's definitely important, is just don't be afraid to work on mid control, especially at the beginning of the game when, you know, again, you're not really going to pull it anyway because map control really hasn't been established. Things are still kind of crazy, so
yeah.
Taking people by surprise is one of the advantages we have, is like, you know, stay low at the beginning. People aren't going to be able to see you, especially if you've got these routes with the cover we've been talking about. Stay low, get to the enemy flag quick, then turn around, shoot all the mid players in the back. It's like amazing. It's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And it also keeps them off balance, which is also a thing. Is getting them out of position. I mean, that's something new that I've noticed that we call out. You know, hey, we just pushed 3 of them to the right. All their Titans are over here. They're out of balance here, so pull the other direction.
Yeah, I'll watch out for that a lot, actually. If I see a big Titan battle going on, even if there's 10 Titans down on the field, but, you know, they've got 5 and we got 5, and 3 of their Titans are stacked on a certain side, then I'll call out, you know, hey, they're out of position. We need to make a pull now, and I'll make a pull and try to run where they're not. So that kind of game awareness is extremely important.
Yeah, like one thing that's, I think it was actually with you and me, Vesp, last night was it on Angel City, I think? I was talking about how you made this really nice pull, and I was like complimenting you on it before. I don't remember, was that you?
Don't remember.
All right. Well, we were on Angel City, and we were sitting behind the militia flag base. Snoggle, I think it was Snoggle, was watching it on defense in his Titan. Maybe this was 2 days ago, but he was watching on defense in his Titan. He was the only Titan up, and then I was the only Titan up for our team, and I was right behind their base, though, right behind their base. and I'm engaging Snog, right? So like I'm like pushing Snog back. I'm getting him away from just staring at that little hallway where the flag is with his chain gun and clusters. Like I'm pushing him back, right? And as soon as I do that, like as soon as you see me engage him and push him back, you change your posture and you immediately just run in there and grab the flag and you run it through canals. Like you go completely where he can not do absolutely anything to you. And you've completely eliminated the Titans out of the engagement entirely. And I thought it was just a really, really well timed pull. Like I didn't have to say it's time to pull, let's go. You were just there, you saw it, you did it, and you were gone. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
Like it's simple, like it's really basic, but
cool.
it's just like fundamentally it was just like the perfect pull, and I saw it and I was like, yeah, that was good. That was exactly what needed to happen.
There was a couple good examples where I did that, and I think Waffle or Doc or Velo might have clips of it that we could get to you.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Actually, now that I think about it, it was Meth. It wasn't Vesp, it was Meth that did that pull that I was talking about.
Yeah, Meth is ridiculous, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he does the same thing. Techicide and Mech are two of the best opportunistic pullers. Like they just know when it's time to pull.
Yeah. One thing that I've been wanting to ask, I just remembered, I forgot before, was Ves was bringing up a point before, is when he's pulling from the IMC base and he's coming across the street here to come behind Star, that's kind of like the critical point in his runs where he most often dies a lot. Like, do you guys have any strategies in place for dealing with those critical points on the map? Like, do you have maybe if you have a Titan with particle wall ready, you can get them into that critical point and drop a wall to try and help you stay alive or something? But I guess at that point you could just be riding the Titan. So.
Dude, I have a great answer to this. Okay, so this works if you have so obviously you're not going to be pulling the flag if you don't have Titan advantage, right? You don't want to do that.
Well,
That's pretty obvious.
Well, yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
That's not an all the time thing.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
If you have Titan advantage and you still have your Titan and you're like, okay, well we have 5 Titans, I'm just gonna pull it real quick. So I did this run the other day, this exact run that we were just talking about coming around here. This is the critical point, right?
Yeah.
That we were talking about. So I'm getting shot at from that street. Enspyr's coming up with a Titan. I just drop my Titan right here. And boom, I'm totally safe.
Yeah.
I crushed Enspyr. I crushed his Titan. Nobody can hit me, and then I cap the flag.
Yeah, man.
So how insulting is that, right? You just if you do that, you're basically saying, "Hey, I'm fucking better than you." That's what you just said.
I don't know about that, man. But okay.
And they got mad. So yeah, there's particle walls, but drop your Titan, man. You will look so cool. I promise you.
I do that on runs all the time, and 60% of the time it doesn't work any of the time.
Yep, but when it does work, you look like a total badass.
Yeah. But
yeah, I'll use my Titan drops to block off parts of the map that I know are dangerous, that I know are going to cause me to die.
Yeah.
Only in extreme circumstances, though, because obviously you don't want to give up your Titan. But
yeah,
when I've started using Dome Shield, and I know I'm going to survive the Dome Shield, so I actually get the full amount of time. I'll absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And you can use it as a boost too. I know that people have seen that on Reddit.
Yep. Yeah, I have.
It's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I have a clip of me doing it actually. I just got it a week ago maybe. I did it on a public game on Fracture. I pulled the flag and for some reason I wasn't running I was pulling from the IMC base, right? The one that just sucks balls to pull from. There's nowhere to get a bunny hop started. So I get started a little bit. I make it kind of into that middle street, kind of by B. I don't know what you would call that. That grassy street between the broken down building and the B building roof. That little street in there. I dropped the Titan right there. And I timed it, so I got a bunny hop started and jumped straight down Main Street, went all the way up the hill, around the corner, and into my base and capped it. It's a really, really risky thing to do, but I guess just smart Titan drops can help you out, either in boosting you, or I know I've definitely used them on defense. If I'm actually, again, another example for this map is by the IMC base over there, back behind you guys right now. I have been back there with the flag, and I've been riding a teammate. I think I was on Solstices at the time, and we were staying alive for a while, but he was about to get doomed. So I dropped my Titan in a corner, kind of in a really safe spot, and then I just got off Sols and just stood inside my Dome Shield for about 20 seconds because nothing could come and kill me in there. I was safe in there. they had to come in the shield and, you know, fight my shotgun one-on-one if they wanted a chance of killing me. So I was pretty much just safe in there for a while. And then, you know, if my dome shield's about to run out, and I feel like trying to keep it extra safe, if I don't want to just leave my auto Titan going, I can get on my Titan, drop the flag, and just stand on the flag for a while, let a teammate come.
I do that all the time.
And
yeah.
you know, and they kind of just flip Titans. Like that's something that I've done with Dank in the past. So like, you know, we'll just like flip Titans. You know, so if like one's really weak and you know we have a moment, the flag runner will jump off the weak Titan and get on a stronger one, and then or just do stuff like that.
Or swap, drop your own Titan, get in it, and let the person who had the weak Titan that just lost it pick up the flag and jump on you.
Yeah, yeah. So like,
jumped off your head. That was weird.
Yeah, it's just that's another just really hard thing. Like I guess it's just you gotta have faith. You know, you gotta have 60% faith, 40% belief,
5% swag.
Neurofuzzy joined the server.
Had something to say, but I totally forgot.
From the server.
Sorry. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say now. I was just gonna say if it's not like if it's not against the rules, do whatever you can to like keep yourself alive. Like if strafe ejecting wasn't against the rules, oh my god, I would strafe eject every single time. Like,
yeah.
Dude,
well,
it's
I mean, like you could kind of like transcend that, right? Like, if you're on a map with an open flag and your Titan's about to go down, many times what I've done is like I will strafe eject, so I land on the flag and I can just continue my strafe eject like bunny hop across the map, and it's retarded, but it works.
Brilliant.
Like,
it's amazing how accurate you can get with that thing.
Oh yeah.
Like I can be across the map and like land in a tiny window. It's beautiful, man. How
Yeah.
much control you have over your character.
Yeah. Like, I've only gotten it to actually, like, work, like, one time, because I'm bad. But, like, if I was to practice it more, like, on Colony, like, if I could, if I'm going into the, I forget which base it is, the one with the open flag, right? Not the hallway flag, but the open one. Like, if I was just to bunny hop right through there and then run it up behind B back to the other base, holy crap, that's just fast.
Look at that. That's like 5-second caps every time, man. That would make this game a lot more interesting. It would make the art cannon a must-have. For sure. Alright, what else did you want to talk about, Frothy? I know we kind of gotten off track.
I mean, I think that covers a lot of it. I mean, I guess just like in summary, like, the biggest thing is just team communication and, you know, like, making sure that your team knows, like, the routes that you're going to run, you know where your mids are going to be, and, you know, you're just communicating properly is the biggest thing. You know, knowing when to pull and when not to pull, and then just knowing or having the faith in being able to finish your caps on your base. Does that pretty much cover everything? Like, is there anything that I missed there?
Yeah, I would. It's pretty good. Just also keep in mind that just because you're an offense player doesn't give you the right to just feed and die a lot and pull as many flags. Just think of yourself at most times as just a really aggressive mid player.
Yeah.
Be sure that you're still trying to do the things like take mid control and kill people and Titan control. Just because you're not on mid doesn't make it not important. So
right, like you should, like, one thing I try to do, like, I might not actually in practice do it very well, but I try to listen to mid, like, a little bit at least. Like, whenever I have a free moment, I'm gonna be listening in on mid. It's like, okay, where are they calling people out? Am I able to go and get behind them and interdict them on their base? Like, you know, somebody calls out, oh, Doc Penguin on base room. Like, okay, well, here's where I'm at. You know, am I doing something important right now, or can I just abandon that and go and kill Doc real quick? And, like, stuff like that.
Probably not gonna kill Doc, but
oh man, I killed Doc a lot.
Depends on what Doc has.
What about Vesp? Did you have anything just in closing to say that just in general makes you like a better player? Something that you do, like just slaying better or getting more Titan kills, or just any kind of tips that you might have? Aim practice or anything?
No, I don't do any of that. I go into pubs and just play the game. It's just experience, doing it over and over again.
Something Vesp has that he's fucking incredibly good looking. Holy fuck, man. You gotta be good looking to play this game.
Oh yeah, Vesp is sexy, dude. You know, I inherited some of his traits. He is my dad after all, so.
So anyway, so just practice and keep on that grind. Don't listen to your teammates because they're
You,
weird.
wait, use the wingman. Practice with that thing. Use it in pubs, man. I'm telling you, it will
I
help
don't
you
use
out so
any other
much.
sidearm. I have the wingman on every single class automatically. Every time I fire up a class, it's going to have wingman. I don't care if I'm using a sniper rifle, it's ultimate long range, or a carbine. I have the wingman. I think it's the best up close, long range, mid range. I don't care. I
Yep.
use it.
I definitely agree.
But that may not be your style. That may not be your play style.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely used to agree with that, but, like, I've been giving the auto pistol a try, at least, like not on everything. Like, on my shotgun class, I'm always going to be wingman, like, for sure. Same thing with an SMG, but, like, if I'm running a carbine, like, I'm running something that's, like, better at, like, mid-long range, like, I'm going to be running an auto pistol, because, like, that thing is, it's basically a pocket RE4, or, pocket R97. Like, it's actually really good.
Yeah, I used
Yeah,
to use it
a
before I
lot
started
of-
using the wingman. I still love the wingman.
A lot of people with the carbine do use the auto pistol. That's fine. I'm just saying for offense, just it's your wingman, dude. The name, it literally is a wingman.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I mean, it allows
get
you
close
to
to
be
it.
effective
Love it.
in the mid. Like if you get stuck out on a rooftop and somebody's shooting at you with a carbine, you can go toe to toe with them if you have that gun.
Yeah.
I
just
can't tell
'cause
you how
you're-
many times
Oh.
you know people are shooting at me, and you just turn around, wingman them, and they type, "Wow." Like, fuck you, dude. Should have died there. The wingman, he's there to protect you. There's power in the name.
Dude.
Lower your
Yeah.
sensitivity. Chances
Oh, yeah.
are lower
Yes.
sensitivity will help you.
I wanted to say that too before. I was thinking about that. Don't be playing with like fucking 5,000 DPI. I disclaimer here. I used to be a high sensitivity gamer, man. Like I was like all like I think my DPI was like 2,500, and everybody was telling me, "Oh, you need to lower it. You need to lower it." And I was like, "Nah, man. Screw you guys. I'm used to it. I'm good. Whatever." Finally, one day I was like, "Okay, there's enough proof. Every single good player who's better than me using lower sensitivity." So one day I tried it, and now I'm at like 1,000, and my accuracy is so much better. I get so many more kills than I used to.
I went from about 2,000 to 800, and wow.
Yeah,
I'd say-
definitely improves your aim.
I'd say good starting DPI. Well, like, if people are like using like a regular size mouse pad, I'd probably say from ranging from like 600 to 800 would be good. From
Yep.
like just like a regular house size mouse pad.
Yeah.
You
From
can
600,
though
800.
get a bigger mouse pad. My whole desk
of
is a mouse
course.
pad. I'm not lying. I have a 3-foot mouse pad on my desk.
I was watching a stream of a person who shall go unnamed last night, and anytime there was a long-range engagement, his mouse was just all over the place. His aim was everywhere, and it was just like, okay, dude, you need to lower your sensitivity because it is
Was it for
obviously
Titanfall?
too high. Yeah, for Titanfall, it was
Was it-
obviously too high to handle.
Dude,
Lower
don't
that
blame you.
sensitivity, dog.
But yeah, work
Sitting
on
at 450 right now.
like
Fuck off.
make it. That's a good one to start to. Make it lower than you would think, and then you can, and give it a week or two. Give it a week or two of solid, really trying to play it.
You should
and
pay
just-
attention to this advice, Frothy.
Well, I did lower mine a lot.
Yeah, I remember that one time you jumped in, you're like, "How the hell do you guys use carbines? I can't track with shit." True. Frothy, you've gotten a lot better, man. I'm proud. Alright. Also,
okay.
let's say something about RA pugs.
Yeah.
How do we
man.
want to get people in on that? The best fellow. What do we want to do? Do we want to just say add so and so, or here's our team speak? I don't know.
Add so and so to help get you started.
or mention reps and MRC thing. Get them
Yeah.
in there.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not set up yet, so yeah,
It is
that's
up.
definitely.
Isn't it? I was in there.
Because rep, we were doing pugs like a week
still
ago,
fixing
and
it
Rep
up. I
saw
mean,
some
it's up.
pugs in there.
It's up and going, but there's still some fine tuning.
Yeah, there were some people that were in there that were idling, and we pulled them in to get them in since pugs, and so did get a
Anyway.
few new people coming in.
Yeah, so basically the gist is Rude Awakening, you know, we hold pugs most nights of the week. There's something going on almost every day. So just add up, anybody that you see in this video, I guess, Vesp or Ra-Thundercats. If anybody knows like Velociraptor or Waffle Top, feel free to add them too. And we'll get you the TeamSpeak info, and everything is as balanced as we can make it. We don't stack teams or anything. We're trying to make people better and get fun games going. That's all it's about, getting better and just having fun with it. So just add us up for some more information. There you go.
Also, Ra-Titanfall.com, if you want a link to that MRC Pug channel, on the left-hand column there's a Find a Pug, and it's got the info. You can literally just click that. It'll pop up in your browser window, connect to the client, and just any of those people in there can help you get started in pugs if you want to.
Has it been updated on the website? Because I know they've actually switched hosts.
Here's
the
the
IRC.
actual, here's the one. I still have it open. There's that one.
For sure. You want to just put those
I
links
don't
in
think
your...
I don't think this is updated.
You can find the links in the description below. Please like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more excellent Titanfall content.
Don't forget to check out my mixtape, fam.
There, I just did your outro for you, Frothy.
Thanks, guys.